With the Catalyst surface tracking system, what you'll do is you'll line your patient up on the table as you normally do with your standard immobilization devices. What is different is instead of using your 3-point marks, we're going to be using the entire surface to line the patient up. We're going to load the patient to approximate isocenter. So this being a left breast, deep inspiration patient, we're just going to load it up to approximately the left breast here at isocenter. Once you get the patient in that position, the Catalyst system is going to use the surface to calculate where that isocenter is going to be. So it'll very quickly calculate that isocenter, and then it's going to give us shifts. Now, the shifts are going to be your XYZ and your pitch, roll, and yaw. So our couch move assist function will automatically drive the couch into position. So whether you're using Aria, Mosaic, any sixth off couch, hexapod, no matter what you're using, we're going to give you those shifts and allow you to drive that patient in position. Now, once those shifts are accepted and the patient's in that position, we're going to calculate to make sure that that isocenter is correct, and then we'll be able to treat. Now, because of this very quick process, we do say that this is much faster than using your standard 3-point laser alignment with marks. Once your patient is in position, you're able to view on the patient information that will allow you to fine-tune that patient positioning. As our patient is aligned right now, she is in that perfect position, but if her arm were to be too high, you would see that we have red here on her arm. So if we would lower her arm down, we would see that that would actually look right. Now, let's just say if her arm were a little bit up here, you would also see yellow on her arm, and you would know that that arm needs to move. And so this is going to work for any sort of motion that you see on the arm, on the chin, on the patient's face. So these are the moving parts and pieces. So your isocenter corrections, your XYZ translations, pitch, roll, and yaw cannot fix these moving parts. And so that's why Catalyst shows this information on the actual patient. You don't have to look at a screen. You're able to see this right here on your patient, correct it very quickly, because these sorts of inaccuracies on the patient will actually show up when you go to align and treat the patient. So now that we've moved the couch to the approximate isocenter, we're going to let Catalyst view the surface and do a calculation of where that isocenter is. So once it does that calculation, you're able to send those measurements to the table. So you'll automatically send those shifts to the table. And for this Alexa system, we'll just hold the function and drive the couch into position. So we'll drive your X, Y, and Z, also your pitch, roll, and yaw. Once that patient's in position, Catalyst will do another fine calculation to make sure that that's perfectly positioned. Now your patient is in the proper treatment position, and you're ready to move into your motion management and your respiratory gating if you're doing that. Now that we have her positioned properly for her treatment, we're going to move into our C-Motion module. What C-Motion does is it motion tracks. So we're going to know exactly where she is the entire time that she's on the table for this fraction. If she does move out of position, we're going to know how far she moves and when she moves. And we'll also, if she moves out of her tolerance, it's going to allow us to put her back into position very quick and very easily. Now, because this is a deep inspiration treatment, we're also going to be using our C-Respiration module, which is used for deep inspiration breath hold. So she's not only going to have to be in the right position, she's also going to have to be in the right breath hold pattern. So we're going to make sure that when we ask her to take in a deep breath, that she's going to take in the right amount of air and that she's able to hold it for the entire treatment. If she were to have to let her breath out, we do have automatic beam control. So as she comes into the window, beam will come on. If she comes out of that treatment window, beam will go off. Also, if she is, say, getting a little tired towards the end of the treatment and she decides instead of breathing in that she may want to arch her back, we're going to know that. So we're going to make sure that she's in the proper position and that she's taking in the proper amount of air. Since this is a deep inspiration patient, before we leave the room, we're just going to get her to do one practice breath to make sure she's able to get into that breathing window properly. All right, whenever you're ready, take in a nice deep breath. Keep going, little more. Okay, right there is perfect. Hold your breath. Okay, looks great. You can breathe. Now that we're all set, we'll step out and we'll deliver treatment.